Hey, what's up everybody? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs with a new figure review today. This is the 6-inch movie series Captain America. It's not technically a Marvel Legends figure, but a lot of people just consider it part of that line. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll start off by showing you how tall he is. A lot of people say he's too short, but he comes in at just about 6 inches exactly. So he's really not too short. He's standing at 6 feet tall. Cap maybe a little over 6 foot tall in the comics. But in the movies, this is perfectly good for the height. I have no complaints with that. Accessories, he has his shield, which is not really the best shield. It's not nearly as good as the ones that used to come with the Marvel Legends figures. It's a little flimsy, and the coloring's not quite right, and it's a little bit too big. The straps on the inside are molded on. They're not soft straps like the old ones. There's no clip on them either. So it's okay in terms of him holding it. It looks nice on his arm, but if you wanted him to be holding it like he's throwing it or catching it, it doesn't look that good because of the straps. He comes with a machine gun right there. Not too bad. Basically the same gun that came with the World War II cap in the 2-pack a long time ago, and then the new repainted version as well. He can't hold it very well at all. That's why I still have the clear rubber band on it. His hand is shaped like a gun hand. It has a nice shape to it, but he just doesn't really hold it well because the trigger finger doesn't come around enough and the thumb and fingers aren't tight enough. So he can only hold it just a little bit on his own. He also comes with a pistol. It's just a generic pistol. It doesn't look like anything in particular. In the movie, he carried in 1911 a real gun. This doesn't look like a real gun. I mean, it's supposed to, but it doesn't really. It's got a really fat handle and a really short barrel, and he can't hold it very well either. He can hold it a little better than the rifle, but it pops right out because the fingers just aren't tight enough. Let's talk about articulation. The head is on a swivel here. It's got that standard head swivel disc, and then it's got the ball joint at the top, which is really nice for articulation, and it makes me wonder if maybe they're going to be reusing these bodies and putting different heads on them, or reusing these heads, because usually they don't use this type of joint for a figure that's only going to have the one head and not be reused at all. But it does add for really nice articulation. The head has all kinds of movement all over the place, so that's really good. He's got no waist twist, but he has this articulation in here, which gives him all kinds of motion, which is actually really well executed. It looks nice. No complaints there. The waist twist would have been nice as well, but what are you going to do? The shoulders on this figure are a little narrow. The ball joint itself is kind of small, but it doesn't look too bad. He's got the full regular ball joint articulation in there with the swivel in the arm, the double jointed elbow, the wrist that rotates, and then it also has the hinge in it. Same on both sides. The legs, this is the new Marvel Legends articulation. It's very similar to the Marvel Universe. It's got that in and out right there. You have to rotate it to get it to go up and down, but it can go up and down. Then it has the thigh swivel. The thing about this articulation, it looks really good for the legs. The legs have no real joint seam other than that cut right there. But at the hip, it just looks kind of weird, kind of like the old, or even probably some of the current G.I. Joe figures. Just has a really weird shape in the groin region. Double jointed knees, as is standard for most Marvel Legends. The foot rotates and then has a pivot. There's no rocker in there, and there's no other articulation. The sculpt on this figure is just really good. There's all kinds of detail throughout. The face looks pretty good. It's not a 100% match for Chris Evans, but it does have the right shape. Good look to it. There's texture throughout all of the blue. Just looks really good. The buckles, everything is sculpted on. The straps. He's even got the little silver thing right there on his neck. All the buckles on his back. He's got the seams with the gray where the white meets the blue. More straps on his arms. The gloves. Just everything is sculpted wonderfully. The pouches on his belt. That's solid, by the way. It's not an extra belt like most Marvel Legends have. It's sculpted right onto the plastic. The holster, which is soft and snaps shut. This is a separate piece. It's a little softer. The strap is molded into the plastic as well. As you can see, the texture is continued. And then down to the boots. There's no paint on the boots or the gloves, unfortunately, which I think they really would have benefited to have some buckles or some of the rivets painted. but it's still a really nice sculpt and looks really good overall. Zoom back out. He does pose very nicely. Like I said, though, he can't really hold the guns without the rubber bands, so that's kind of a problem for me. But I'll look past it. I was really hesitant about getting these figures at first because I didn't think they looked that great in the package, but having them in hand, they're really quite impressive. They look really nice. Let's see if I can get them to stand. They just look really, really nice. A little hot water would fix that shield up, even though because it's a little warped. But as you can see, it's just a really solid Captain America figure. It looks very good for the movie. Personally, I like this outfit better than the one that they're using in the Avengers, the modern one. This one looks way better, way more realistic, and just overall really nice feel to it. So I definitely recommend you pick these guys up at $15. I'm perfectly fine paying that. The sculpt is great. There's a lot of paint on it, and the articulation is great. I really can't complain seriously about too many things, so I really recommend you pick this guy up. Easily worth the $15. Keep an eye out. I'll have more reviews of this series of figures coming out. I have Thor coming up next, and keep an eye out for more custom figures as well. So thanks for watching, and keep collecting.